Today, we're going to ask and answer two important questions. First, is your soul objective your sole objective? And second, when is logic a deterrent to achieving your goals? Hello there, everybody. What's happening good? I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. You're invited once again to eavesdrop as I mentor my son, Eli the Great. Eli, I'm going to turn things around a bit today, and instead of ending with our thought for the day, we're going to begin with it. Our thought for the day is from John Sinnott. Quote, "Some people couldn't get a clue during mating season in a field full of horny clues if he smeared his body with clue musk and did the clue mating dance." Unquote. Let's look at some of nature's clues and apply them to what we need to do to become successful. Now, what happens when the leaf of a plant or the leaves of a tree are blocked from sunlight? What does the creation of nature do to achieve its goal? What happens when a forest falls victim to a devastating fire, or a huge oil spill pollutes and devastates an entire ecosystem? The answers are that if there's a minute spark of life remaining in any of these creatures of nature, all of their major efforts are dedicated towards self-preservation. It's a rebirth of sorts, and it's accomplished through redirection to overcome obstacles in devastating circumstances. How does a seed lying dormant become a living thing? Why do water and soil and sunlight and fertilizer create thriving life where there was previously no life at all? I don't know how this happens. I just know that it happens. It's a cause and effect relationship. How does a car engine or an airplane or a computer work? Now, if we had a time machine and we could travel to the year 1000, could we even conceive of a car or a plane or a computer? What is now proven was once someone's imagination. Two more questions. How did we make such progress, and why are we capable of making such progress? Well, let's answer the why question first. There must be some infinite intelligence that I refer to as the universe that oversees everything. The universe created us and has given us the gift of improving our existence. The universe has created laws that are applicable consistently and without prejudice. Sometimes we understand the why because of these laws, and sometimes we don't. For instance, I'll bet that early man wondered why the moon appeared some nights and didn't appear other nights. Why some nights the moon was full and other nights it was just a sliver. Why it moved across the sky at night and didn't stay in one place. Now, we know all those answers now, and we consider those answers to be simple logic based upon the laws of gravity and the rotation of the earth. Now, once something is understood and it becomes characterized as simple logic, we get it. How can we explain the gift that allows us to enjoy the evolution of thought from wonderment to logical solution? The universe has blessed us, among all of its creatures, with the ability to dream and imagine solutions. Achieving each solution moves us one step closer to understanding the true nature of things. It helps us understand where we fit in as a microscopic, minute speck of a piece of dust in comparison to the whole. We must reason that the universe wanted it to be that way, or we would not have been given the gift. Clearly, there's much more to unravel in our quest to make progress. There are still many universal laws where we don't understand the why and because, but are privy to their cause and effect. All we can do with these laws is to take advantage of what we do know. Now, this brings us to the question of how do we make progress? We're talking about progress in the achievement of any goal. Quite simply, the answer is conceive, believe, achieve. We must, though, add some corollaries for clearer understanding. Conceive means to dream or imagine the final outcome. We must focus exclusively on the end result and not how we're going to get there. Why? Because we frequently need illogical assistance from another source. We must not limit ourselves to logic alone. Upon completion of our goal, we often find that what was once illogical becomes simple logic, like understanding the relationship of the earth and the moon to early man. It is the belief section, however, where most folks flounder. There are many facets to the belief section. Frequently, logic is in direct opposition to a particular belief. For the man in biblical times, it was probably much easier to imagine that a cloak of invisibility, you remember that from Harry Potter, was more believable than a rocket ship traveling to faraway planets. The key is to eliminate the filter that prevents our imaginations from working at full power. If we were unable to remove this filter, then we would never be able to enjoy a Harry Potter movie or a Superman movie or even a Freddy movie. Now, the barrier of logic must be conquered by vanquishing the roadblocks that prevent entrance to the subconscious mind. It is the conscious, logical mind that acts as the imagination prevention police. There are many ways to circumvent this barrier and gain the necessary admittance to the subconscious mind, that is, to outwit the police. This is a critical piece. It is the subconscious mind where the universe gives us the means necessary for our seeds to spring to active life from a state of dormancy. It is the water, soil, sunlight, and fertilizer, that is, it becomes our partner. To activate the universal partner, we must feel, we must believe that our objective has already been achieved. We may employ as many of our senses as needed to create this visualization of completion. These senses were given to us to enhance the way we feel emotionally. This feeling of successful completion, also known as emotional belief, ignites the universe with all of its powers to generate circumstances, conditions, and breakthrough ideas that enable us. It is only through intense singleness of purpose that this wavelength is transmitted and received by the universe and in turn by us. This is the cause and effect of a universal law that has been confirmed to us from the world's greatest and sometimes more modest achievers. The key is to make your soul objective your soul objective. It is our soil, sunlight, water, and fertilizer. Of course, the final step is taking action upon your beliefs, relentlessly. We must accept temporary setbacks as a universal GPS device that allows and redirects us to reach our final destination. That is, to overcome our personal sun blockages, forest fires, and oil spills. Our rebirth of sorts, accomplished through redirection to overcome obstacles in devastating circumstances. Pay attention to nature's way. The universal mind has given us the formula to survive and thrive. Observe, model, and pay attention to it. Conceive, believe, achieve. Eli, nature is simple, but not always easy. Now, the next time that we reassemble, we'll begin a two-part journey to discover the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Please be sure you have subscribed to ensure that you don't miss it. You might also want to tell your friends if you like somebody so that they won't miss it either. May I remind you that feedback is the breakfast of champions, and Eli and I look kindly upon your thoughts, questions, and suggestions. And because we never end our meetings on a philosophical note, let's all get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.